Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 11th of January 2023. So yesterday's news, stocks squeeze higher after Powell nothing burger, bonds are dumped. Powell passed painlessly, well his speech did. Now all eyes on Thursday's, tomorrow's CPI, see if that can keep the market moving to the upside, which just seems to keep moving up and up and up. Stocks and bonds diverge amid damp squib Powell. And finally, US stocks gained after Powell refrained from policy commentary, while participants looking to incoming CPI, which is going to be lower tomorrow, isn't it? Speaking of news, today all we've got is a 10-year bond auction, but tomorrow, like I say, we've got the CPI numbers, and they're already forecast to be lower, and they'll probably revise them down anyway. So, it's already a given that we're going to see the market move higher tomorrow. Let's have a look at the market's reaction to the Powell nothing burger yesterday and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, the market moving to the upside off the 5-bar moving average during yesterday, back above the 50% retracement. 62 is also tying in more or less with the high of Monday's trading session. But the market already heading in the upside, as you can see. Yesterday we sold off a bit, then Powell spoke at 2 p.m. This moved the market up. And then we had a bit of a shakeout, but as soon as we got back above the low, that crucial area, the market trading back up, and now it's sitting above yesterday's high, which you can see there in the daily chart as well. In the German DAX, yesterday the market took out Monday's high, and Tuesday's high has already been taken out overnight, as can be seen here. We are in overbought territory, and we must be due for a day down, because every day so far has been an up one for the last few days. Just out of curiosity, in this short up move here over the last few days, let's just have a look, see how many points we've actually gone up. 941. Market is due for a correction, but at the moment continues to make strides to the upside, and until the CPI numbers out of the way tomorrow, the market is free to continue to move to the upside. In the 30-minute chart, you can see yesterday we sold off initially. We then sat on the close and the DP, and then eventually moved up. And again, not a single red bar in sight once Powell spoke during those 30 minutes. Yes, up and down to the 5-bar moving average, but continued higher. We gapped higher on the overnight, but we've since filled the gap with this red bar. The market sitting on yesterday's high, finding support there. Where does it go on the upside? Let's have a look at the monthly charts. We've got the 78 and the 89 there. The psychological level is going to be the 15,000 area, which we're only, we're at 14,858, 150 points higher ballpark, which will take us to this resistance to the left there as well. So there's the 14,927 where the market moved lower when it hit the 50 EMA, and so 14,927 is going to be the area, but let's just round it up, shall we, and make it 1950 and 15,000. The market is going to be determined to get to that 15,000. The all-time high 16,297, 1,300 points higher than this, but we've already done, say, nearly just 1,000 points in the last few days. So it's not inconceivable that the DAX and certainly the FTSE can get back to the all-time high, as shown here in the monthly chart there, as prices continue to move back up. In the 5-minute chart, yesterday the futures market choppy, and then we opened lower and then up a bit, and then we just sat sideways for hours, and eventually the market moving up with Powell and continuing to make more of a move overnight than it did during yesterday. Overnight we had that gap up, which can be seen here. And now the market coming back and having a look at that high. Like I say, the daily chart is due for a correction, and we're due for a down day, but it's going to be dependent on whether they bring it down today to take it back up tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? Especially, it depends on what information they've got with regards to the figures and what they expect them to be. I think it's going to be higher than forecast. They'd rather get out at the top end of this recent move and then get back in, or sit it out and hopefully be able to move the market higher today. We just have to wait and see, and that's why I trade what I see as opposed to having an opinion that it should be falling out of bed, which it should do, but it's no good having that opinion because the market is showing us that it's continuing to move to the upside, which it will as we go forward. And like I say, you'll have the odd down day, but even the down days don't seem to last long at the moment, for sure. In the S&P, similar to the Dow, market above the 38 but not back above the 50, whereas the 62% retracement in the Dow is 50 in the S&P. It's got the 200 MA there as well, stuck in the sideways range. Bit of absorption of some sell orders coming into the market yesterday. However, the market's struggling to hold on the high for the S&P at the moment, been sideways all night there. Yesterday we moved lower, below the low as well, but then managing to move back up to the DP, then back down on the official open of the S&P and Dow, and then back up thereafter as Powell continued to speak. In the FTSE 100, not taking out Monday's high yesterday, but sitting at that sort of area above yesterday's high, but sitting just under Monday's high for the FTSE 100 there. And again, you can see taking out yesterday's high, sitting on there, same as the other markets at the moment. But yesterday, FTSE moving up when everything else moved down for a bit. Then it came back and sat on the DP, and then moved back to the upside there. In the monthly FTSE, you'll see that we're not far off the all-time high at all for this market. I think it is the all-time high on the data that I have anyway, going back to, we're going all the way back, aren't we, to 2008. So yeah, we are in that area where we will likely see the market go back up to 7,900 for the FTSE, which is quite staggering, really. And that from October is how many points have we put on? Let's just have a look at the low there to the current high, which is the new high there. We're up 2,900 points. Wow. With a war, cost of inflation crisis, cost of living crisis, and recession. Magic. Absolutely magic. But there you go. That's the reality of manipulation and moving up to move the markets to the upside. GBP JPY inside bar for yesterday, not taking out Monday's high. However, the overnight, just the same with the stock markets, we're seeing the high already taken out in the GBP JPY. 30-minute, you can see there's the high for yesterday, and the overnight Asian session moving the market to the upside. Yesterday, very choppy, stuck in a range. Market's waiting for the CPI number, so it will determine what the rates are going to be. In the pound, also, same thing, inside bar for yesterday, not taking out Monday's high. However, the pound hasn't taken out Tuesday's high, unlike the GBP JPY and the stock market, so a bit of weakness there in the pound, which can be seen there. There's yesterday's high, and overnight the market has moved off the DP and the close, the 50 EMA and the 20 and the 5 as well, but at the moment struggling as it trades to, let me just draw this in, 78% in the 30-minute with a bit of weakness, so the dollar might be gaining a bit, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But yesterday morning, the market sitting sideways, then waiting for Powell, then Powell spoke, then the dollar went down, the pound went up, and then it stuck in a sideways range, and it's been in that defined range ever since. In the dollar, also down again yesterday and down on the overnight. If we have a look at the 30-minute chart, you will see this. Let me just reset this chart. So we've been moving down overnight in the dollar, which can be seen there. But at the moment, the last 30 minutes, we've got a bit of support coming in there for the dollar, which is why you're seeing the pound move to the downside there. And in the metals, silver, after being down yesterday, is also reversed to move to the upside. This is the weakness in the dollar overnight in that 30-minute chart that we've just seen. And nice to see it back above the 20-bar moving average. Also to see it back above 23.50 there as well, which you can see there going through yesterday's high. Bit of a non-event yesterday, a bit like his speech. The market just stuck it in a range, but overnight, like I say, is broken out to the upside there. Gold also breaking out yesterday, an inside bar of Monday's session. But again, like all of the other markets at the moment, taking out the previous day's high on the overnight session, which again is gold, you can see there. at the R1. But again, nothing session yesterday as the market was range bound. $100 range, as you can see between the two red lines there, but not a great day at all, and that's why it's an inside bar for yesterday's session. Okay, that's it for this one. Let's see what happens today. Like I say, we're today before the inflation numbers, so the market could move lower and correct in anticipation of lower numbers tomorrow and then move the market back up. Okay, that's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.